What's up, y'all? Today I'm gonna teach you how to do the Toeside Raley. Before we get started on learning the Toeside Raley, I just want to let you guys know that you should probably take my coaching on this particular trick with a grain of salt, because I literally just learned this trick a few minutes ago. I highly recommend going and learning the heelside air trick Raley first. I do have this tutorial on my channel. Go check that out if you don't already know how to do it, because if you do know how to already do the heelside air trick Raley, I feel that there are some similarities and it will definitely help you out when learning this trick. I definitely think that this is a pretty simple trick to learn. It only took me one attempt. However, I do know pretty much all of the basic tricks within wakeboarding. So if you do have a solid base of tricks, including maybe one or two air tricks, I feel that this trick will be very easy for you to learn, as long as you commit anyways. The approach and edge for this trick I actually found quite weird, but I basically just copied what I see everyone else doing on their Toeside Raleys, and what I found is that I go to the inside of the cable and progressively roll onto kind of a heavy Toeside edge, and then in the middle of my edge, almost underneath the cable, I'll almost back off of my edge and then get back onto it again for a second edge. But the second edge will be kind of like a quick one, a heavy quick edge, and then I'll roll into my scoop. So basically kind of like a double edge, flatten off, then edge again. Also, while you're edging, make sure you really get those elbows locked in tight, close to your body, so that you can really get cranked over that Toeside edge. So you've done your first edge from the inside of the cable towards underneath the cable. You flatten off just underneath the cable, and now you've continued your short edge again towards the outside of the cable, and it's time to do your scoop. The scoop is probably the most complicated part of the trick. However, if you already know how to do a heelside Raley and scoop for a heelside air trick Raley, this will be very similar, almost the same, but symmetrically opposite. So it will be a scoop on your toes. You're basically going to be cranked on that Toeside edge towards the outside of the cable. And as you know, if you can already do the heelside air trick Raley, there is the kind of Nike swoosh motion that you will be doing. Maybe in this case it'll be a reverse Nike check swoosh. So you'll be cranked on that Toeside edge, and you'll take your front foot and kind of do that Nike check swoosh out and away from the cable to kind of help you scoop up and off the water. I don't particularly know how to explain the scoop much better than this. You can watch the video. It is in slow motion in these clips I am posting throughout this video, but what I do recommend is don't ollie and try and gradually work your way up into this Toeside Raley. I feel that if you do this, you will end up getting hammered. You will end up catching an edge and getting completely slapped, maybe just landing on your back. If you fully commit out of the gate, I feel that your success rate will be much, much higher. Now you've done your scoop, you want to make sure that you let that board drift out behind you. You don't want to do a half Raley, because it's actually a lot more difficult to bring a half Raley down than if you were to just let it drift all the way out. If you do only a half one, you will have to use a lot of core strength to really get that board down underneath you again, whereas if you let it drift out behind you, it definitely requires a lot less strength to pull it back down. As you're letting that board drift out behind you, make sure your elbows are still kind of locked in. Make sure your arms are ready to bring that board back down. The motion you will need to bring the board back down beneath you is to take that handle and bring it back down towards your hip. If you push almost in a downward motion on that handle, that will bring the board back underneath your body. And during this trick, you should be able to spot your landing throughout the entire trick, so it's not very difficult to spot. So just spot your landing right there. You pull that board back down underneath you, bend your knees on impact, and just ride away. that's how you do the Toeside air trick Raley. I know that my Toeside air trick Raley is not the most perfect one ever. However, that was my very first one. I believe that you can learn it as well. If you guys like this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Comment below what kind of videos you guys want to see in the future, what kind of tricks you guys want to learn next. And remember, I'll be uploading a wakeboarding video every second day forever. So I'll see y'all next time. Peace.